Alright, we're back out at the hives. It's September 24th. We're continuing with the Mite Checks. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yesterday. And we're going to start with this one today and try to get through the rest of this row at least. We found one with 25 and hope to not find that many in the rest of them, but we'll see what we got. Up here a little closer. Full hive of bees. Last note I got on them is reduced to a high body, 8 frames, lots of brood. We got our space to the outside, so we're just going to spread them out and take a frame out of the middle. Plenty of bees on this one. It's got eggs and larvae. Bees seem pretty calm. Don't see the queen. Go ahead and tighten them back up. Look one more time for the queen. Didn't see the queen. Dump these back in. And close them up. Check the bees on the lid real quick. They look pretty good. Got room. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over. Give them a little extra space. Alright, we got our sample. So now we're just going to check, same as we did yesterday. See how many mites we got on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mites, which is too many. Don't see anything where there was any treatment on this one. I treated them last year, 10-1, October 1st, put 2 strips in, they were heavy. I don't tend to worry about the smaller colonies as much as I do the bigger ones. Seems like the bigger ones are always the one that die of mites because they have more brood. 1, 2, 3. I counted 5 a while ago. I'm counting 3 now. I'm swirl them a little more, see if I can get those other 2 back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm gonna call this one 5. Yeah, I'm still getting 5. Oops, 5. All right, so this one I've got some strips down there still, so I'm gonna put one strip in this one while I'm at it. So I added one apivar strip on September 24th. So now I check that, know when to take it out. Take my handy dandy clean out bucket, filter my mites out. You can see, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but there's a bunch of mites, and then it's got some leaves and stuff in it too. We'll clean that out a little bit. Alright, we're gonna add a little alcohol. And we're ready for the next one. This one looks great on 729, field feeder on 731. Added 2 apivar strips on 816. One to top, one to bottom. Bad cat brood pattern, bottom good egg pattern. We'll take a look in here and see what we got. This might be one of those that had straight honey in the top. Had a couple that had nothing but honey in the top box. Bottom box is full. Get my cup scooper down there. Yeah, I got some eggs. Larva up top, not a great pattern. I know it's better in the bottom. Oh, I got the queen. Got the queen in that wash. Or a queen. Go ahead and mark her. She might be a new queen because they had a bad pattern in the top and it was like they corrected it. And there was a good egg pattern in the bottom before. So she hadn't quite had enough time to fill out the pattern. I'll go ahead and mark her. I know she's a young queen. Got a nice yellow dot on her. Nice looking queen. I'm gonna let her climb down. Come on down, girl. We'll put her feeder back in here because we might need it later. If they don't fill up the space on their own, we can put some more feed in there. I'm glad I seen her. I'm glad I didn't wash her. Alright, we rinsed out our cup so we know we started from scratch, so whatever we get will be the actual count. Don't always remember to do that. One, two. Got two for sure. Three. I think this one's going to end up being a three. Three mites, we could treat them or not treat them. I probably won't treat them. I usually treat anything over a three, so we'll let them go and see how they do and just keep an eye on them. Alright, on to the next one. Smoker's not wanting to stay lit again today. We had rain last night. Just a little bit of moisture sure makes a big difference in keeping this smoker lit. Let's see. 729 bottom was packed with bees and brood. Added top from dead out. That wax moth had started to move in. Filled feeder, and it was queen right. Plenty of brood on 817. Saw one hive beetle. Get y'all back here a little bit where you can see what we're doing. Alright, got a good frame of cat brood. Not as well organized as I would like to see, but they cleaned up the wax moth damage is what they did, and then proceeded to fill it with honey, nectar, and baby bees. That's why it's a little bit disorganized. They look good frame for a check. I don't see any sign of the queen. Check this one a little better before I dump them. Make sure I don't get the queen. I don't see her. We got a small hive beetle in our container. Hopefully you can see that. That's a small hive beetle right there. Where we at? Let's see, two mites so far. Three mites, I'm gonna call it three. Strain out my mites again. Get ready for the next one. This cover says 729, 7 frames in the bottom with lots of brood. Added top of foundation and feeder. Filled feeder, queen right. And filled feeder on 731. But they haven't filled this top, so I'm probably going to take it off. And the bottom's not even filled. Sure got it glued in there. It's a little cooler now too, so that propolis sticks a lot better. The colder it is, makes it hard to move all these frames over. Alright, now I got me some room in the middle where all the bees are. Good looking frame of bees, just not enough of them in this hive. Not too well organized, a lot of holes in the pattern. I'd say this queen is not great, or they might have a mite problem, but we're fixing to find out. Check in here for the queen again. I don't see her. A half cup of bees. I'll check one more time for the queen. Still don't see her. I'll go ahead and close these up. I'm gonna scrape this cover first though. Get my little stick and put on here, and I can go ahead and close it up and done with those. I see 2 so far. Looks like a 3. Add a little more alcohol. Should be ready for the next one. This one looks great on 731, 2 apple bar strips on 714. So those should be out already, and this hive should be good. That's a well organized frame. Sorry I didn't have y'all up here. This is a well organized frame of brood. That's what it should look like. That's a perfect frame. Got mostly honey in the top. Mostly honey on one side. I'm gonna check one frame over. Well, this is one of them hives with mostly honey in the top, but we'll just check them anyway and see what we got. No sign of the queen. Check one more time. I don't see her. Go ahead and close these back up. Oh crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. Got 20 mites in this horse. See if you can see it. There's 20 mites in there. It's too bright to see what you're seeing, so like I said, if they got mites, they come off pretty quick. Seems like you don't have to hold them too long or wash them too long. The minute I think is excessive. They got mites, they're coming off. That's not good. And those were treated, I think. Got 2 Apivar strips on 714, so I might have to do something else on that one. Looks like Apigard. Alright, this one is the one that had the queen cell reduced to 1 high body. I'm going to leave them alone because they got a new queen. This is one I checked and they had the queen cell and she just hatched out and I just got them. She's in there laying. I've already bothered them a week or so ago. So I'm going to leave them alone. I don't think they got enough bees to worry about having mites. We'll see what they do, but I don't want to bother her. Move everything over one. 2 Apivar strips on 714. Looks great. Bird comb in the top. Add a laying worker high body to the top, fully drawn. Remove top box of cat brood on 821. And the top is glued. Golly. That was a good one. Glued so good it pulled the top bar off the inner cover. This inner cover's not the greatest anyway. Probably should already change it out. Might do that. Another one hive with all honey in the top. This sucker is tight all the way across. Alright, she come up in this laying hive bird. Laying hive body. Laying worker hive body, and cleaned it up and got an awesome frame of brood. For the queen. I don't see her. I see a lot of nurse bees in here, so it'll be good. Put the rest of these back in there. I'm gonna run up here and get a. Let's see, I got one right here. The benefits of keeping some stuff out in your bee yard, you have extra stuff on your net. Scrape off some of this propolis. I'm going to flip this to the winter position. That's the summer side down there, and this is the winter side down. This hive and that other hive looks the same, and they both have 2 apivar strips, and this hive doesn't have mite, and the other hive does. Why that is, I will never know, and that's why nobody knows at all, because bees are unpredictable, and that's why you need to do these checks. You can't just treat and say, okay, I'm good, I treated. Perfect example. 2 mites. All right, this next hive, lots of bees on 729, field feeder, added hive body, 2 apivar strips on 714. So it should be, it's actually 3. It's got 2 hive bodies and a super on the bottom. It's these bigger hives I hadn't got into much other than to treat them. Everybody's always surprised. My biggest hive, they don't worry about the biggest hive. My strongest hive I've got, they died. What happened? It's mites. That's what happened. I see posts on Facebook all the time. No, it wasn't mites. That wasn't it. Yeah, it was. It was mites. Your biggest, most strongest hive has a lot more brood, and they are the ones that usually succumb to the mite load and the viruses. Glued down like crazy. That's a good way to get them all upset at you. Just bounce them off the inner cover. All right, they're building burr comb in my feeder a little bit, so I'm probably gonna take it out completely. As well, some people don't mind that. I do. Okay, this feeder's coming out. There's the burr comb. Well, now that I look at it, there's a few frames in here that still needs to be filled out. I don't know, I might need that feeder in here. I think they put the nectar in when I was giving it to them. And now that I've stopped, they're not getting enough natural nectar flow to do anything. I don't see any brood in the top, it's all nectar. We're gonna go down a box. Alright, there's a good frame of brood. I don't see any sign of the queen. So we're gonna dump them. Check for the queen again. Don't see her. Dump these back in the hive. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick that feeder back in there. Put the magic stick back on. Now this one had 2 strips, apivar strips in it, so it shouldn't have very many mites. 2 mites. All right, we got 4 more to go. I'm gonna go ahead and do them, and I'm gonna stop the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Getting through these hives, you need to check that. I've had one hive yesterday with 25 mites that hadn't been treated for one reason or another, and then one today that had been treated with 20 mites. So you always need to do your checks. You should do them before and after, but you always need to check, make sure your treatments work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Everything in beekeeping is variable, and you can't say, well, I treated and it worked last year, so it's bound to work this year. You got to do the work and you got to do the checks. And I know it's easy to get lazy, and I've been doing this long enough. There's been a lot of years I just didn't want to check, but it costs you money. I plan to make off one hive, make enough money where it's worth it to check and see what you got, because that's the biggest reason your bees are going to die in the wintertime is mite load and the viruses that come with them. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any comments or questions, leave below, and I'll see you on the next one.